Hey folks, Coach Grandpa here. Just watching one of the greatest trilogies of all time, Kung Fu Panda 3. And that got me to thinking about respect and respecting certain things, especially when they don't have a good name. For instance, using the term Mark 18, I know I use it out of context really improperly because we all know what a Mark 18 really is, and if you look at the very beginning of Mark 18s, they had a fixed butt, a fixed stock, but they progressed, they progressed, and they have all kinds of mod zeros, ones, and block threes, and only God knows what else. But me using that term is probably not the smartest thing, but, calling this a 10.5 pistol just isn't sexy. So if I say, hey, even on my Mark 18, you're going to kind of look and say, hey, and then even if the AT's watching, they're just thinking, dude, that's not a Mark 18. Like, I get a lot of flack. That's not a Mark 18. Well, I don't mind them thinking that because, if I keep on talking about this being a close quarter, or even insinuating it could be a SBR, then that's evidence that it's intended for that purpose when it's a pistol. I just like the program of the Mark 18 program. They look kind of badass. So me using that term is probably incorrect, and it's not right. But, those are the problems of trying to get your point across in a certain program. Just like getting flack about my third backup sight. Okay, we're talking about the third backup sight. And that would be my canted red dot. That's my third backup. And why aren't you spending top dollar? Why isn't that an RMR or Trigon? How much did puppies cost? Get on T-Rex arms and look it up. They're like, what, $460 before shipping and tax? Then you got to get that attachment, the canted attachment. What are they, about $80 with the riser on there? So that's $500, $600, almost $700 after shipping. $700. And then talk about no respect for that. Then they sit there and say, well, you got to have a flashlight. That's not a Surefire. Well, I've had plenty of Surefires, and they're too big and gaudy. I need something really low profile. So I get this little thing here. So, but it's not a Surefire, and now they come out with the Scout Mini. What are they, about $200-300? And then the pad, pressure pad and all that on there. So for this whole setup, if I was to get what people are complaining about, oh, that's not a real RMR, oh, that's not a real Surefire, oh, it's fake. Like, well, I wasn't going for that. That would be about $1,300. And I figured, well, for my third backup, and white light to me. We used to duct tape our doggone mag lights to our guns. Remember those days? So that was about $1,300. I'd rather spend that money on a suppressor. So that's what I did. I went and got a suppressor. So now the ATS being dickheads about the brace, and this is talk about respect. So this program's really biting me in the ass with all the no respect it's getting. So now the ATF's coming after this bad boy. It's like, holy cow. So now if I put that suppressor that I saved all that money on by not buying high dollar third backup red dots and white light, that $1,300 to $1,500 I saved, got the suppressor, well, now if I put it on this and they deem this an SBR because I'm so worried about what I call it, that now they say, well, that's a SBR. I'd rather have ATF looking saying, well, that's not a doggone Mark 18. What an idiot. Call me an idiot, ATF. I don't care. Let me play with this. I'm not dangerous. But you professionals out there are so worried about, that's not a Mark 18. That's just a 10.5 pistol. That doesn't sound sexy. So then now I get the suppressor. I'm all happy. They're going after the brace. So now I can't put it on here because as soon as they deem this weapon illegal and I'm a felon, once I put that suppressor on there, they're going to come after the suppressor and say that I used it with an illegal weapon. vicious circle. So I'm not going to put the suppressor on this weapon no more. This 10.5 pistol, that's not a Mark 18. Gee, Christmas. Being politically correct. Oh my God. So now I'm going to put this muzzle device on there, because just to make it look badass. And this is going to be, home defense. When I'm going down that dark hallway, and I finally do decide, okay, who's my threat is, and I say, oh, it is a threat, I want to be able to make sure that that 3-prong flash hider, I want as much flash as possible. I want this to be a fire-breathing dragon. So I want that first round to be very fire-breathing. Put that shock into that visual eye that he has, the threat that is. So, boy, talk about no respect. This program, the Mark 18 program, which if Anderson Manufacturing was to say, hey, I'm going to go after that contract, this is the weapon they would come up with, 1 in 7. It's not chrome lined. It's Miller Lite, Monolite, whatever doggone procedure they have. Gotta be so correct. But sorry about my rant. I just noticed in the comments, a couple people made comments about that, and I'm kind of trying to make sure I don't condemn myself by saying anything that's going to deem this a certain type of weapon, an AOW, any other weapon. I don't need this headache. So, like one of my favorite Octagon fighters said, I'd like to apologize for absolutely nothing. So appreciate you watching. Sorry about me going on this long rant. Dang, it's over 7 minutes. My bad. Take care.